Cynthia, Amanda, and Honey loved sleeping with rich men. They did not hide it, they did not deny it, and they did not apologize for it. But what people never understood, what even the men themselves would never know, was that they were not doing it for money. No cash exchanged hands, no negotiations were made, no price was ever mentioned. They slept with men separately, never together, because each encounter was sacred in its own dark way. Every meeting followed the same silent purpose: to exchange destinies. They believed and had proof that wealth was not just money. Wealth was spiritual weight. It was destiny concentrated into assets, influence, luck, and timing. And when a man was truly rich, his destiny overflowed. That overflow was what they collected. The condom, the rubber, was the vessel. Once used, it carried what had been loosened from the man: his favor, his fortune, his future ease. When the rubber was taken to the right hands and sealed properly, the transfer was complete. The man would walk away smiling, unaware that something precious had left him. And the girls would grow richer without ever touching his money. But the covenant that gave them power was strict. They must never sleep with a poor man. They must always use protection. They must never think themselves richer than the man they were taken from. And if one person broke the covenant, all of them would suffer. This was not a joke. This was survival. Their base was a mansion in Lekki Phase 1. White walls, tall gates, quiet neighbors who asked no questions. Inside, the house was always calm, always clean, always cold from the air conditioning that never went off. Mornings were slow. Cynthia usually woke up first. At 26, she carried herself with the discipline of someone who had seen hunger and sworn never to return. She stood tall, light-skinned, flawless, with a slim waist and a confidence that entered a room before she did. Honey was the youngest, soft-spoken, barely 19 when she joined them. Her face still carried the innocence of a girl who looked like she should be in school, not moving millions silently. Men underestimated her. That was her power. Amanda was the quiet one, 22, church-trained, reserved. Even in expensive clothes, she moved like someone raised to lower her eyes and mind her business. But beneath that calm lived a woman who had learned that prayer alone did not save everyone. They were known in whispers among rich men. Not prostitutes, not escorts, something else. Men bragged about sleeping with them. Months later, those same men wondered why their lives had started falling apart. Before Lekki, before the bends, before the cold control in her voice, Cynthia was Christiana Ogechukwu, a girl from the East who arrived in Lagos with hope and nothing else. Lagos did not welcome her. Jobs vanished after interviews. Men promised help and disappeared. Friends stopped answering calls. Hunger became a familiar companion. She slept on floors, she borrowed clothes, she counted coins. One night, sitting alone in a dark room, Christiana whispered words she did not know would bind her fate forever. I am tired of suffering. That desperation led her to Queen Mother. Queen Mother lived in a place people avoided without knowing why. Her compound was quiet, heavy, and always smelt of herbs and earth. When Christiana asked for the wealth of the richest men in Lagos, Queen Mother did not laugh. She said, "You don't want money, you want destiny." The ritual was painful, personal, sealed with blood. Queen Mother explained everything clearly. You will not be paid for sex. You will take what is greater. The robber will carry what has been loosened from the man. Bring it to me. I will seal it. Christiana asked about consequences. Queen Mother's eyes hardened. The rules will protect you. Break them and nothing can save you. Christiana agreed. That night, Christiana Amaka was born. The first test was Mr. Emeka. Mr. Emeka was a giant at Alaba International Market. Containers, warehouses, respect. After Singlia slept with him and completed the ritual, his life unraveled. A container vanished at sea. Another was seized. Then fire swallowed his shops. Within months, he was ruined. Cynthia bought her first Benz. She never doubted the covenant again. Honey was once Eberechukwu, an 18-year-old washing plates in a roadside eatery. 6 siblings, 1 room in Okokomaiko, a father struggling in Alaba, a mother selling fruits. She was tired before life had even started. When Cynthia asked her why such beauty was washing plates, Eberechukwu didn't cry. She said, "I want money. I want my family to breathe." She followed Cynthia willingly. Queen Mother initiated her. Eberechukwu became Honey. Amanda was once Arike Oluwatimi, raised in church and taught that obedience was protection. It wasn't. Her uncle beat her, humiliated her, used her as a burden. She prayed, nothing changed. When Cynthia offered escape, Arike hesitated, but suffering pushed her forward. After weeks of observation, she accepted the covenant. Arike became Amanda. They operated separately. Lagos, Abuja, private parties, quiet hotels. Rich men fell slowly. The girls rose. For 2 years, nothing went wrong until the night Cynthia traveled. Power changes people quietly. It does not arrive with noise or warning. It settles gently, like a crown placed on the head so softly that the wearer forgets how heavy it truly is. For Cynthia, Amanda, and Honey, power came wrapped in silk sheets, luxury cars, and confidence that nothing could touch them. They had mastered the covenant. Or so they thought. They never hunted together. That was Cynthia's strict rule. 3 of us entering the same circle is suspicious. We move like shadows, alone, unnoticed. Lagos remained their base, but Lagos alone could not sustain the kind of destinies they were collecting. After 2 years, the city felt smaller. Familiar faces began avoiding them. Some men grew afraid without knowing why. That was when Cynthia expanded the territory. Abuja, the city of power, the city where men believed they were untouchable. Abuja was different from Lagos, quieter, more controlled. Wealth there did not shout, it whispered. Politicians, contractors, importers, men who moved billions with signatures and phone calls. These men did not fall easily, but they fell. Honey thrived in Abuja. She was young, soft-spoken, respectful. Men saw her as harmless. They liked that she listened more than she spoke. They mistook her silence for submission. Amanda attracted a different kind of man. Older, disciplined, married men who believed church girls were safe. Cynthia took the biggest ones. Men with security details, men whose names appeared in newspapers. Each encounter followed the same sacred order: conversation, charm, connection, union, separation. Then the rubber. Always the rubber. Queen Mother warned them every time they visited. Do not grow careless, she said. Power attracts pride. But pride is subtle. It wears the face of success. Cynthia bought more properties. Honey sent her siblings abroad. Amanda invested quietly. They laughed more, relaxed more. They joked about poor men openly now. "What does a poor man even look like?" Honey once said, sipping wine. Amanda laughed, though something twisted in her chest. Cynthia said nothing. Leaders feel danger before it arrives, but sometimes even leaders grow tired of fear. The first crack was distance. Cynthia began traveling more frequently: Abuja, Port Harcourt, even short trips abroad. She trusted the girls. They had done this long enough. Before leaving one morning, she stood in the living room, dressed neatly, her voice calm but firm. "My loves," she said, "do nothing without my permission. Avoid parties, avoid alcohol. Be careful." She looked directly at Honey. No matter how charming a man is, protection is non-negotiable. Honey nodded quickly. Amanda nodded too. They understood. Or believed they did. That night arrived quietly. Honey had been invited to a friend's birthday party. Loud music, familiar faces. She hesitated at first. Cynthia's warning echoed in her head, but comfort breeds confidence. "I'll be careful," she told Amanda. Amanda frowned. "Parties are unpredictable." "I won't do anything stupid," Honey replied. "I just want to relax." Amanda stayed back. She had her own plans. They separated. That was the night the covenant began to break. The party was lively. Music pulsed. Drinks flowed freely. Honey felt relaxed, grateful. She thought about her siblings abroad, the life she had escaped. For the first time in a long while, she allowed herself to feel normal. That was when Femi approached her. Dark, tall, clean-cut, confident. A Lagos big boy by all appearances. Honey noticed him, but she wasn't impressed. Rich men no longer excited her. She knew what came after. They talked. One drink became two. At some point, the room tilted slightly, but she brushed it off. When Femi suggested they leave, she agreed. "I'll be careful," she told herself. At his place, when it was time, Honey insisted. "Protection," she said. Femi smiled. "I don't like rubber." Her heart tightened. No rubber, no me. They argued. Then dizziness returned, stronger. "Femi," she whispered, fear creeping into her voice. "What did you put in my drink?" He laughed softly. "Relax." By morning, the deed was done. No rubber, no covenant, only silence. Honey cried until her chest hurt. She knew immediately something had gone terribly wrong. While Honey was drowning in regret, Amanda was stepping into hers. She had found a new club, Emerald Big Boys Club. If any place held destiny-rich men, it was there. She dressed carefully,
Not flashy, just enough. Inside, nothing caught her attention. As she stepped out, a man pulled up in a new GLE. Sharp suit, confident smile. "Hop in," he said casually. She hesitated, but entered. As they drove, his phone rang. "Hello, sir." "Yes, sir." "I'll be there, sir." Something felt wrong. She noticed the phone. Small, old, cheap. She questioned him. He explained smoothly. Business partner, humility, jokes. She wanted to believe him. At the hotel, everything checked out. They used protection. She took the rubber. She felt victorious, but unease followed her home. When Amanda entered the house, she found Honey on the floor, crying, broken. The truth spilled out. Amanda's heart sank. She said softly, "We will tell Cynthia." Before they could make another move, Cynthia's car entered the compound. The leader had returned. Cynthia listened in silence. Her face hardened. "This," she said, "is what destroys empires." Amanda defended herself quickly. "I followed the rules. I even brought the rubber." Cynthia shook her head. "If Honey falls, we all fall." She didn't wait. They drove straight to Queen Mother. Queen Mother examined the rubber. Her face changed. She screamed, "This is the seed of a poor man." The room froze. Queen Mother's voice dropped. "You broke 2 laws in one night." She explained the punishment: slow decay, sickness, madness. Nothing could reverse it, only delay. They returned quietly.
"Please, I need
no
you."
music,
No, honey,
no laughter.
it's over.
"Don't
Honey
say that.
called her
Please.
siblings.
We're done.
They rejected her.
I need you.
Amanda prayed. Cynthia stared into space. The leader stays strong longest, but even leaders fall. Destruction does not arrive like thunder. It arrives quietly. At first, nothing seemed wrong. The mansion still stood. The cars still started. The accounts still showed figures that would make ordinary people kneel in gratitude. But Cynthia knew better. Queen Mother's words echoed in her head every night. The punishment will be slow. Slow punishment is the cruelest kind. It started with the body. Honey was the first to notice it. An itch. Not the ordinary kind. Deep, persistent, crawling beneath her skin like something alive. She scratched until her nails broke, until blood appeared, until sleep became impossible. Amanda followed soon. And strange smell clung to her body. No perfume could cover it. She showered obsessively, scrubbed until her skin burned, but the odor returned, quiet, mocking. Cynthia watched both of them. She said nothing. Leaders feel danger before it arrives, but sometimes even leaders grow tired of fear. One morning, Honey screamed. Amanda rushed into her room and froze. Honey stood before the mirror, staring at herself. Her cheeks had sunken slightly. Her eyes looked too large for her face. Her skin, once glowing, looked dull, lifeless. "I'm shrinking," Honey whispered. Amanda touched her own face. She felt it too. Weight was leaving them, not gradually, unnaturally. Cynthia stepped into the room and studied them carefully. The covenant was collecting its debt. Next came the finances. Investments stopped yielding returns. Properties refused to sell. Deals collapsed without explanation. Money still existed, but it no longer multiplied. It no longer obeyed them. Cynthia understood this stage well. It was the beginning of reversal. The moment destiny stopped flowing toward you and began walking away. She called Queen Mother again. The old woman listened in silence. "I told you," she said finally. "There is no reversal, only delay." "How long?" she asked quietly. Queen Mother's voice was cold. "That depends on how strong each of you is." Honey broke first. One night, shaking and exhausted, she called her siblings she had sent abroad, the ones she had lifted from poverty, the ones she believed would stand by her. They heard her voice and recoiled. "Ew," one of them said. "What kind of life is this? Don't call us again." They blocked her. Honey collapsed on the floor, screaming. Cynthia watched silently. She had learnt long ago that family does not love sacrifices, only results. Amanda returned to prayer. She fasted, she cried, she begged God to forgive her. But something terrifying had changed. She could no longer feel God's presence. Her prayers bounced back empty. At night, she dreamed of churches with locked doors, pastors with blurred faces, and altars that rejected her touch. She woke up sweating, whispering scriptures that no longer brought comfort. People started noticing. Friends stopped visiting. Neighbors whispered. Drivers resigned. One afternoon, Honey ran out of the compound naked, screaming at invisible figures. Security dragged her back inside. Videos circulated briefly online before disappearing. Amanda began forgetting words mid-sentence. She laughed at nothing, cried at shadows. Cynthia stayed composed, but even she was not immune. Her hair thinned, her eyes lost their sharpness. And worst of all, men stopped noticing her. They returned to Queen Mother one last time, not in luxury, not in confidence, in fear. Queen Mother looked at them and sighed. "You wanted destinies without consequences," she said. "Now destiny is reminding you that nothing is free." "Is there anything we can do?" Amanda whispered. Queen Mother shook her head. "You broke the covenant. The exchange is complete." She softened slightly. "You can only choose how you endure the end." No one knows exactly how it ended. Some say Honey was taken to a psychiatric home where she spoke to mirrors and screamed about robbers and stolen futures. Some say Amanda returned to church, thin and broken, praying loudly but hearing nothing. Some say Cynthia disappeared entirely, sold everything that remained and vanished into another city, another identity, another silence. Queen Mother never spoke of them again. But Lagos remembers. People still whisper about girls who step out of luxury cars and suddenly run mad, about fast money that demands flesh, about destinies that can be stolen but never without payment. The Lagos big girl life looks sweet until the bill arrives, and it always arrives. They tried everything: prayer, silence, running, endurance. No one knows what truly worked. All that remains is the lesson. Fast life always leads to destruction. Destiny stolen never settles peacefully, and covenants do not forget. The end.